Breaking news today.
Please subscribe and then check notification box to get all breaking news alerts.
North Korea has once again chosen to flex its military muscles and threaten the United States. Even though there are plenty of other countries that the tiny dictatorship should have a bigger beef with between here and there, Kim Jong-Un has set his sights on taking out the United States, and he's not backing down. Despite numerous attempts at a diplomatic end to Jong-un's personal problems with the U.S., none of those tactics have worked. North Korea, led by Jong-un, seems bent on going to war with us, and they're preparing for it in every possible way. After 10 weeks of calm, including during the time that President Trump was visiting Asia, according to ABC News, North Korea has once again tested a missile that they claim could take out the Eastern Seaboard. After 2.5 months of relative peace, North Korea launched its most powerful weapon yet early Wednesday, claiming a new type of intercontinental ballistic missile that some observers believe could put Washington and the entire eastern U.S. seaboard within range. The North said in a special televised announcement hours after the launch that it had successfully fired what it called the Hwasong-15. A new nuclear-capable ICBM that's significantly more powerful than the long-range weapons it's previously tested. Outside governments and analysts backed up the North's claim to a jump in missile capability. Shortly after the test, an official statement from the North Korean government was released. If there was ever any doubt that the threat to the United States from North Korea was real, that doubt has been eradicated. In a government statement released through state media, North Korea said the Hwasong-15, the greatest ICBM, could be armed with the super-large heavy nuclear warhead and striking the whole mainland of the United States. The North said the missile, which was fired near the capital Pyongyang, reached maximum height of 4,475 kilometers, 2,780 miles, and traveled 950 kilometers, 590 miles, before accurately hitting a sea target, similar to the flight data announced by South Korea's military. The North said the missile, which was fired at the highest launch angle, didn't pose a security threat to its neighbors. It said leader Kim Jong-un after the successful launch declared with pride that the country has achieved its goal of becoming a rocket power. This, as you can imagine, didn't sit well with the president. His repeated efforts to solve these problems without force are growing weary and coming to an end. Further attempts to ignore the threat to the United States could prove deadly, and the president is fully prepared to solve this problem in any way necessary. In response to the launch, Trump said the United States will take care of it. He told reporters after the launch, "It is a situation that we will handle." He did not elaborate. If flown on a standard trajectory, instead of Wednesday's lofted angle, the missile would have a range of more than 13,000 kilometers, 8,100 miles, said U.S. scientist David Wright, a physicist who closely tracks North Korea's missile and nuclear programs. Such a missile would have more than enough range to reach Washington, D.C., and in fact any part of the continental United States, Wright wrote in a blog post for the Union for Concerned Scientists. Defense Secretary Jim Mattis said the missile flew higher than previous projectiles. "It went higher, frankly, than any previous shot they've taken," he told reporters at the White House. "It's a research and development effort on their part to continue building ballistic missiles that can threaten everywhere in the world." An intercontinental ballistic missile test is considered particularly provocative, and indications that it flew higher than past launches suggest progress by Pyongyang in developing a weapon of mass destruction that could strike the U.S. mainland. President Donald Trump has vowed to prevent North Korea from having that capability, using military force if necessary. While the United States and President Trump are being particularly targeted by North Korea, other countries are nervous about the volatile dictator's firepower as well. South Korea, Japan, and China have all voiced concerns about their less than stable neighbor, and the president is working closely with each of those countries. Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, who spoke with Trump, said Japan will not back down against any provocation and would maximize pressure on the North in its strong alliance with the U.S. Trump has ramped up economic and diplomatic pressure on the North to prevent its nuclear and missile development. So far, the pressure has failed to get North Korea's government, which views a nuclear arsenal as key to its survival, to return to long-stalled international negotiations on its nuclear program. No one, other than Kim Jong-Un, wants any unnecessary loss of life as a result of this conflict. However, the president's job is to make sure that America is safe first. The people of North Korea are little more than hostages who fear for their lives if they leave, and this causes any military strike against the country to be considered a last resort. However, if it's us or them, hopefully, Jong-Un understands that it will not be us. We didn't start this, but President Trump has made it clear that he will finish it. Follow us on Facebook at Freedom Daily.